Alright, so I'm going to try this one time because I'm a huge Parks and Recs fan, but don't judge me if I don't do it right. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 isn't the worst, but it might be better than the first one. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the sequel to the surprisingly hit Sonic the Hedgehog that came out in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And so Sonic the Hedgehog 2 tells the story of Dr. Robotnik, who returns to Earth with a new ally, Knuckles, the Echidna. And Sonic the Hedgehog and his new friend, Tails, are the only things standing in his way to stop Dr. Robotnik's evil plans. I was really excited to see this film because the trailers looked a lot of fun. You have Idris Elba as Knuckles, by the way. When you first hear his voice in the Sonic trailer, I had a huge smile on my face. I don't know why, it just sounded really nice and menacing. I think Idris Elba as Knuckles was great, and I thought this film was a lot of fun. I may prefer it over the first one. I'm not too sure yet. I have to see it again, but I really enjoyed this film. Jeff Fowler comes back to direct this film, who directed the first film, and we have Ben Schwartz coming back as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, and we have James Marsden as his trusty companion. And I really like this film for a lot of reasons. I thought this film was a lot of fun. I thought this film had a lot of more moments that made me want to stand up and cheer. And if you are a Parks and Recs fan, there is a great little Parks and Rec nod in this film that I really appreciated and had a big smile on my face. I thought this was a lot of fun, and I thought this film, even though it dragged towards the end of the film, or in the middle section, it actually was a lot more fun than I actually expected. I really enjoyed this film for what this film was, and I really enjoyed this film for the things that this film offered. Especially when you have the voice of Tails. I'm not going to attempt to say the last name because I know I'm going to butcher the living shit out of it. So I'm just going to say Colleen O, who voices Tails in the video games, comes back to reprise her role as Tails. And I thought the dynamic between Sonic and Tails in this film is a lot of fun and really sweet. I didn't think that Tails got a lot of screen time in this film. When Tails was on screen, I thought he was a lot of fun, and I thought everything that happened between Sonic and Tails was a lot of fun. There are more comedic moments in this film, and they actually do amped up the actionness in this film. Some of the CGI, especially towards the end of the film, didn't really look right. It didn't look compositioned a lot correctly. It looked like it was just rushed at the last minute, but aside from like the CGI and Marsden and Tika Sumpter in this film really didn't do much for me. I thought they were just secondary characters, and if you removed them from the film, you wouldn't have lost a lot. I think you could have made an argument for like a cameo at the end of the film, but I didn't think the storyline between her, Maddie, and Rachel really didn't do anything for me. I thought whenever they were on screen, the film came down to a halt, and that is probably what made the film go on for a little bit too long. But the one standout that you will hear from everybody is Idris Elba as Knuckles. I thought he was a fantastic addition to this film. I thought he brought a lot of great furious power in this film. I thought whenever you heard his voice, it was really strong and commanding, and that is something that I loved about this casting. It is more of a fish out of water story with Knuckles because he doesn't really comprehend anything that's going on. He doesn't really comprehend the levels that him and Robotnik go to. There's great moments between Knuckles and Sonic, especially that one fight scene that you see in the trailers. I thought that was a lot of fun, and there are great moments between those two when those two go head to head, and there are surprisingly some moments where you kind of get choked up. But then you also get those moments where you just want to stand up and cheer because of what's happening. And I thought this film was a lot of fun. I don't know if it's better than the first one. I still need to see it for a second time, but I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it brought out the best parts of the first film, and it lacked the best parts of the first film. But I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a great surprise. I didn't know what to expect. I was hoping, hearing all the mixed reviews coming out, I thought it was going to dip in quality. But Ben Schwartz back as Sonic is one of the best parts of this film. I just love his voice, probably just as much as Idris Elba's voice, because he has a great calming voice that has that childish wonder to him. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't. But that's the way that I hear his voice, and he is great. I have been trying to get caught up on House of Lies, and I really enjoyed him in the After Party. I thought he is becoming one of my favorites, and I really enjoy him whenever he's on screen. I thought Jim Carrey brought back the best parts of Robotnik and amped it up just a little bit more, just to give us that little 1-2 punch. But I really enjoyed Jim Carrey coming back as Robotnik. I really like that he didn't lose a step in this film, and overall I'm going to go ahead and give Sonic probably the same score as I gave the first Sonic, a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a lot of fun. It brought up more mythology between Sonic's world and what we're getting between Knuckles the Echidna. I really liked a lot of this film, and it was probably the best one that I've had at the movies since probably Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought this was a lot of fun. It definitely has its big issues, but if you take those aside and you outweigh the positives from the negatives, you are going to have a lot of fun with this film, because I really enjoyed this film for what this film was, and I really enjoyed that they're actually expanding the Sonic world, and I can't wait to see what they do next. But overall, what are your thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what your thoughts on the first one and on this one. And until next time, this is Josie Reviews.